Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Toys R Us exclusive fan choice winner, Deadpool and Warpath Marvel Legends 2-pack. A very, very popular item right now. These just started hitting stores recently, and despite thinking that these would be the most popular set out of the three, the Winter Soldier Black Widow 2-pack being another, and the Hulk and Valkyrie being the final set, there were several of these on the shelf. None of the variant where it's Warpath in his original costume and Deadpool in that his green and yellow getup. But despite that, I'm really glad I found these guys. As you can see here in packaging, it looks like Deadpool comes with a rifle with his logo kind of spray painted on, his two katanas and his handgun, and Warpath comes with both of his knives, and those look to be his only accessories. But some very nice box art all around here. On the back of the packaging here, you've got a little read-up, and it says, Deadpool has never been much of a team player, which is why the X-Men are a perfect fit for him. They've got a bunch of different teams running around so he can pick and choose. Most of them end up ditching their teams and going off on a solo adventure. Ditching their teams and going off on solo adventures every couple of weeks, too. Some of them even seem to have more than one adventure at a time. Warpath is the perfect guy to follow around. He's a moody loner with a talent for finding fights, which is exactly the sort of interaction at which Deadpool excels. Hopefully Warpath won't mind a little company. Down here it's got all their stats, which I won't bother reading. But, once again, fantastic to find these guys in stores. Let's pull these bad boys out of the packaging. And for popularity's sake, we'll be doing Deadpool first. And he looks fantastic. As you can tell from that sculpt on the outfit. That entire little harness is removable through a very well-hidden peg that's behind one of those pouches right there. As I said before, there is a little spray-painted logo on his gun. And I really like that, just something to differentiate between the guns, because they are pretty much giving us the same guns for every Marvel Legends set. But we'll get a quick 360. Both of his sheaths can come off of this little harness. They do appear to just be the hand ninja swords reused, though, which honestly isn't exactly heartbreaking for me. So I'll pull this gun out of his packaging. Out of his hand. It's already out of packaging. Of course, his handgun, which does have its little side holster over here. We'll plug it down in. He does seem to have some very minor issues standing. Just sometimes you have to fix it the way his... I don't know what it is, but for some reason these feet just don't seem to stand correctly all the time. Not a huge issue, though. See, there he goes. Of course, we're going to look at his swords in both of his hands. This is really where I'm feeling the loss, that stupid little wrist joint I used to mock, where you could actually, not really a wrist joint, the joint would be right here, and it would allow you to clasp your hand tighter, because Deadpool cannot hold his sword in this hand, and looks like this hand... Can't hold either sword in either hand. So, I guess if you posed it just right, they would rest in his hands, but still, yeah, that looks ridiculous. That's really unfortunate. Well, I personally wasn't going to have him with the swords in his hands. That's definitely a fail that the figure can't even hold them. So let's put this sword back in its sheath. Likewise. Oh, like I was talking about earlier, the tab to get his rig off, which let's put that right back on. Now, despite the swords not fitting in, he does have a very nice amount of articulation. He's got the up and down on the head, as well as the full 360. Seeing as a lot of the other sets like the Black Widow and Winter Soldier had interchangeable heads, I think it would have been neat for us to have gotten a head to swap out where he was unmasked, like the previously released Toy Biz Marvel Legends Deadpool, where he was unmasked and just all scarred up underneath it. But oh well, that's not really taking anything away from this figure. He's ball jointed at the shoulder. Of course, he goes forward and back at the shoulder as well. Spins at the bicep, is double jointed at the elbow, spins and bends at the wrist, as you can see there. It's a very audible click when you move his torso, but it does have articulation. Of course, same for both arms. Legs are on a ball joint. Double joint at the knee. Spin. Bend and spin at the ankle. So, overall, I was really disappointed that he can't hold his swords. But there are a lot of That's one of the only cons, besides the fact that sometimes he's a little difficult to stand up. Oh, one of his sword sheaths popped off. So, he's still a solid figure. Definitely got some great articulation and detail. Plug this back on really quick. So, wish he could have held his swords a little bit better, but that being said, let's move on to Warpath. And here we have Warpath out of packaging, which is a very, very massive figure. We'll actually get a size comparison to Deadpool really quick. Now let's get Deadpool standing up straight. And as you can tell, just massive. I can't tell if this is a reused body or not. I don't think so, although the legs do appear to be reminiscent of the Crossbones figure they did a long time ago. But, once again, he is in his X-Force outfit. The other version comes with a more G1 appearance, like he originally had back when good old Dave Cockrum drew him. Dave Cockrum. He actually lived near me. But I'm ranting. Warpath's knives fit well in either hand. You can see I actually still had the plastic tie on this one, however. Pulling that off really quick. He also has this these little sheath set back here, which, let's see if I can get those in. And I wonder if I'm putting these in right. Crap. 1 second while I fight with this thing. And there we go. So that's neat. Definitely a cool little Easter egg there, although, to be completely honest, I would never pose him without the knives, so still cool that they put it there, though. Once again, the knives do fit well in either hand. They're exactly the same, obviously. Plugging that. Gotta make sure this little bar goes over his fingers. But that being said, no problem at all. So pulling them out. There's a very nice metallic shine to him. And they definitely did a good job on the skin tone because Warpath is not a white guy, he's a Native American. And a lot of his costume really shines out as well, which I think is losing a little bit on the camera, but there's a lot of nice metallic shine to it. Just overall a great looking paint job. Of course, the nice red X-Force logo down here with his belt. As far as articulation, of course you can go up and down at the neck, as well as go left and right. Looks like he would do a full 360, but his hair's a little in the way, so you kind of got to compensate for that. His main torso, of course, he can go down and back. Excuse me. His arms, up, do a full 360. Spin at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and spin a little bit before the wrist, actually. And the wrists themselves have no movement. The legs are a ball joint. Of course, out, forward, back, spin, double joint at the leg, ankle joint, as well as a toe joint. So, very nice articulation, and they definitely just... Making this guy on such a nice scale is definitely going to make him stand out in your X-Men collection, which is awesome. Overall, if it wasn't for Warpath, and I really wish Warpath and his G1 outfit had come with this set, honestly. That's the one I wanted more, but that does seem to be the way Marvel Legends rolls. One figure you really want in one pack and the other one in the other, so you end up buying the same set of figures twice. But despite that, fantastic looking figure. Let's go on to a thoughts on the set. And here we have Deadpool and Warpath. Now, I just found the fan choice winners in stores once again. I didn't find any of the variants. I don't know exactly how they're shipping. I assumed that it would be kind of a 50-50 split, or they could be doing the same thing they did last time, where after these guys spend a little bit of time on shelves, they'll start shipping the other one more prominently. But, I actually got in an argument with the Toys R Us manager over these, cause they were all kind of jumbled in the Marvel Legends spot, which was $20 for the 2-packs, and they rang up $30. So, apparently, while older 2-packs like Human Torch and Invisible Woman, which have been, just multiples of those have been sitting on the shelf for months now, they even put a little extra price sticker down there to let you know, which I didn't see in the first place, that these are $10 more. So, is it worth it? I would say yes. This set is great. The only flaws at all is that Deadpool can't hold his swords, which is a pretty big deal for me, but you can always have his guns. And Deadpool seems to have a tiny bit of problem standing, but Warpath more than makes up for any failings Deadpool has. Both great figures, $30, tiny bit pricey, but I still do recommend it. And this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.